Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. For those of you who are new to my channel, I garden in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. The month of November is finally here. Trees are changing colors and the temperatures are drastically cooling down. We must not forget all of the essential November gardening tasks if you want to keep our fall and winter gardens thriving, which is why in today's video I'm going to go over 12 essential November gardening tasks which we must never forget to do if you want to have the best fall and winter gardens yet, and to have our gardens come back to us next spring season healthy and happy. So for those of you looking for that online gardening channel which offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home garden to that next level, don't go anywhere guys. Stick around with me today. Start with going below this video and clicking the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell icon below as well if you want to get notifications each time I'll upload a new video. Now come with me, let's get gardening. Let's dive into that first essential November gardening task, and that task is to rake up and to save as much fallen leaves as you can. Why? Because they're free gold for home gardens. Not only are they an excellent source of nitrogen for your compost pile, they also make natural mulch for home gardens. What I like to do is I'd like to rake up and gather as many leaves as I can, and I place them all around my perennial trees as well as shrubs. Not only will they give that boost of nutrients to the root ball system, they will also keep the root ball warm, and they will help retain that needed moisture level. So remember, don't ever get rid of this free fallen gold. That second essential November gardening task is prepare your garden for the cold winter temperatures. This task might seem super easy, obvious. However, it is one of the very most important gardening tasks for the month of November. We must walk through our home gardens, take a closer look at all the crops which we have growing, and we must evaluate which crops, which plants can potentially get hurt by the freezing temperatures or even killed. If you live in colder northern climates, you should have your frost protection cloth out and ready. You should have those hoops, gardening hoops, out and ready as well. As the temperatures start to drastically go down, you should always protect your tender, delicate plants with frost protection cloths. If you live in those southern, warmer climates where you don't get snow and your ground doesn't freeze, you must still walk around your beautiful home garden, evaluate what crops you have growing. And if you think that there are certain crops which might take the hit from the colder winter temperatures, you should still cover them with winter frost protection cloth. Or if you have citrus, such as lemons, limes, kumquats, even mango trees, you should cover those as well, or bring them inside, indoors, where they'll stay safe. That third essential November gardening task is to heavily mulch the soil surface below our perennial plants as well as fruit trees. One kind of mulch which we must never use is dyed mulch, because the dyes will leak into the soil, potentially harming the root system of your plant. I personally like to use wood chips, undyed wood chips, as well as the fallen leaves, as well as the pine needles, which I gather from my home garden. As you could see, I have placed quite a thick layer of fallen leaves as well as pine needles around the base of each of my rose plants, as well as my perennial shrubs such as blueberries, gooseberries, blackberries, even currants. The mulch will help retain the moisture that the root system needs. It'll help protect from freezing temperatures, and as the leaves and the needles will decompose, they will give that needed nutrient boost to the soil in which your plant is growing. The next essential November gardening tasks, which we must never skip, is to prune our fruit trees as well as our fruiting shrubs. Right over here, we have this beautiful, large black currant shrub, which goes dormant during the late fall and winter months. Another example of a fruiting shrub that goes dormant is our blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Fruiting trees that go dormant during the winter month are apple trees, peach trees, pear trees, even fig trees. By pruning them now, when you could see that the foliage is starting to turn brown and fall off, now during the dormancy period is the perfect time to prune our fruiting shrubs or fruiting trees. By pruning them, not only are we helping keep the perfect compact shape of our fruiting shrub or fruiting tree, we're also helping to eliminate pests, disease, and by cutting any crisscrossing branches in the middle, we're also allowing for better air circulation, which in turn comes spring season, will prevent not only disease, but also those pests such as aphids that like to hide and harbor within the crisscrossing inner branches. Talking about fruit trees or fruiting shrubs, right now in the month of November is the perfect time to spray our fruit trees and fruit shrubs thoroughly with horticultural oil or orchard spray. As our fruit trees and our fruit shrubs going dormant, by spraying them thoroughly right now in the month of November, we're helping prevent, treat, and eliminate diseases as well as pests for healthier, happier trees and shrubs come spring season when they start to wake up out of dormancy. All you're going to need is a spray bottle or a spray pump, such as this one right over here. I have this 2-gallon DeWalt spray pump. I filled it up with tap water inside. Now, you're going to follow the directions on the back. It tells you exactly how much concentrate to add. You're gonna mix it into the tap water like this. Next step is to close the pump. You want to shake it thoroughly to make sure that the water mixes well with the concentrate. You pump it to get enough pressure in there. You will feel that the handle will get to be harder and harder to push. That means that you're ready to spray. Next step is you thoroughly spray the foliage, the branches of all your fruiting shrubs. I have my black currants. I have some blueberry shrubs right over here. A beautiful pear tree, persimmon tree growing in my front yard, which I always spray as well. I'm also going to spray my blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, as well as strawberries thoroughly. Take your time. Be thorough and be diligent. I also want to always make sure that I spray the soil surface below as well to prevent any soil harboring insects from attacking my trees or my shrubs. That fifth essential November gardening task is to harvest our root crops before the ground freezes. That includes beets, carrots, parsnips, radish, even potato. Make sure that we don't lose them to Mother Nature. So take your time now to harvest your beautiful root crops. If you place them in a darker, cooler location, such as a cellar, garage, a gardening shed, you're going to help keep them delicious for many months to come. Next essential November gardening tasks, which we must never skip, is to shut off our hoses, drip lines, drip tapes, irrigation systems in our home, thoroughly blow out any remaining water from the pipes, which can potentially freeze during the cold winter months, and burst our pipes, which in turn can lead to very costly and expensive repairs. Once we shut off our water lines blew out any remaining water left in the pipes, we must use insulation covers to cover and protect any external exposing water valves. By covering the valves, we're also making sure that we keep the pipes safe and secure. We never want to come back in the spring, try to turn on our sprinkler systems, our hoses, drip lines, only to find out that the pipes have cracked, and now we have to waste time and spend our precious earned money on very expensive, costly repairs. You can also use insulating tape to cover any external exposed water pipe that you may have laying on the soil of your home gardens. For those of you, my fellow home gardeners, who have a more extensive irrigation system, meaning you have multiple sprinkler heads, multiple zones in your sprinkler system, I do advise that you invest in an air compressor device, which will help you eliminate any additional water in the sprinkler heads and in the pipes. It'll make your life much more easier. That seventh essential November gardening task is to help keep migrating birds healthy and happy by adding either bird feeders or bird homes to our home gardens. With cold air temperatures just around the corner, the natural food source becomes quite scarce for migrating birds. By adding bird feeders or bird houses, we're helping keep those migrating birds healthy, warm, and well fed. And in return, they help eat and repel unwanted insects such as aphids, caterpillars, or beetles out and away from our home gardens. When we water the plants in our home garden well, when we keep the soil deeply saturated with water, that soil will take much longer to freeze, hence helping keep our plants healthier and happier. That eighth essential November gardening task is to keep the plants in our home garden well watered and deeply saturated before freezing winter temperatures arrive. That next essential November gardening task, which we must never skip, is to plant cover crops. Even when we're allowing the soil in our home garden rest during the cold winter month, one mistake which you must avoid is to never leave the soil in our home garden, in our raised garden beds or containers, empty or bare. We must always plant cover crops. There's so many beautiful, cool weather loving crops which we can plant to replace those spring or summer warm weather loving crops. We can plant garlic, shallots, onions, kale, collard greens, mustard greens, even brassicas. All of those will help keep that nutrient level pristine in the soil. It will help prevent soil erosion and will help feed those soil beneficials such as our worms. I have multiple videos on my gardening channel related to planting garlic. I have a video where I show you step by step how I plant garlic in the fall. I also have a video showing you exactly when is the correct time to harvest your garlic. I also have various videos associated with potential problems when it comes to growing garlic. What happens if our garlic sprouts too early? How can we save our beautiful garlic harvest? Also, I have a video which shows you exactly why the foliage of your garlic plant might be falling down or collapsing. So if you're interested in seeing those videos, they are still available on my gardening channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. The month of November is the perfect month to plant our fall bulbs. Those are the bulbs that we plant in the fall to see exciting, gorgeous, extravagant blooms come spring season. Those bulbs include tulips, hyacinths, daffodils, crocus, just to name a few. The air temperatures are finally going down, yet the ground is still not frozen. Remember, fall planted bulbs need enough cold air temperature exposure in order to come up, grow, and bloom for us in the spring season. So start planting your fall bulbs, fall flower bulbs, if you haven't already done so. 11th essential November gardening task is to plant any potted perennial trees or shrubs which you may still have sitting around in your home garden. Maybe you picked up a plant during the summer month. Maybe you just scooped up a gorgeous plant off of a clearance rack at your local garden center. Right now, with the cooler temperatures and before the ground freezes, is the time to finally get these beautiful plants in the ground. I have this gorgeous Chicago hardy fig tree, which I have sitting right here, which is scooped up from my local Lowe's clearance rack. And I will be planting this beautiful tree within the next few days in my home garden. And I will make sure to make that video for you guys. So you'll see exactly how I plant Chicago hardy fig tree in my home garden during the fall months. For those of my fellow home gardeners who are planting perennial trees, bushes, shrubs, plants now in the fall, please remember not to fertilize during the planting time because the cold winter days are just around the corner and we never want to encourage new foliage growth. In fact, I planted 2 new raspberry varieties, 2 new raspberry shrubs in my home garden just a few weeks ago, and I shared that video with you guys, my fellow home gardeners. So for those of you who are interested in seeing how I plant perennial berry shrubs during the fall month, I will link that video up above, and don't forget to check it out if you are interested. For those of you, my fellow home gardeners who are growing peonies in your home garden, the month of November is also the perfect time to prune them down all the way to the soil surface. Once the foliage starts to turn from green to brown, yellow, or even gray tones, perfect time to prune down your peonies. That 12th and last, yet not least, November gardening task is to prune our rose shrubs, climbing roses, as well as rose trees. You could see that I have already started to prune all of my rose shrubs and rose trees. Also, if you have any hosta plants growing in your home garden right now, the month of November is also the perfect time to prune those. You could see that I have already pruned my beautiful hostas. I have lots of hostas growing in my rose garden, and they have already been pruned almost all the way down to the soil surface. When is the time to prune down our hostas? When you see all of the leaves or the entire area of the foliage turn yellow or brown. If you see that the leaves are still nice and crisp and green, leave it alone. It's not yet time to cut. By cutting off all the foliage, not only are you sending that nutrient boost, that energy boost back to the root system, you're also preventing and eliminating pests and disease which can harbor within the dense large foliage of your hosta come next spring season. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today in my home garden in Long Island, New York, Zone 70. In today's video, I went over 12 essential November gardening tasks, which I think are super important and which I recommend that you do not skip as well. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. It's super easy for you to do, yet it's super pleasing and rewarding to me. It lets me know that you enjoy watching my videos and that you enjoy the content of my videos, that you found my videos to be useful, helpful, and informative. Leave your comments in the comment section below as well. I read each and every single one of your comments and respond to each and every single one of you. For those of you who haven't yet subscribed to my gardening channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor, please do not wait any longer. Do so today. It's super easy to do. Just go below this video and click the subscribe button. If you click the bell icon below as well, you will get notifications from YouTube each time I'll upload a new video. Stay healthy, happy, be well, each and every single one of you. Enjoy these beautiful, mild, crisp fall days. And happy gardening, guys. And I'll see you again in my new upcoming garden videos. Bye, guys.